all with worshiptutorials.com. Today we've got a tutorial for the song Oceans by Hillsong United from the Zion album. This has got to be like one of the most requested songs I've ever had, and it might be the most popular worship song out there right now. It's easy to play. So this tutorial is going to be in the key of G. Now Hillsong records it in the key of D, and that's for a female lead, but I'm doing it in G for a male lead, and I'm going to plan to have another tutorial in the key of D for the female lead, which is the key that it's recorded in. But for this one, key of G, you can play it in open G, and that fits real well. It fits my voice. You can also play it capo 2, which would be key of A. It's a little higher. If you're a little higher pitched singer, that would work well. I imagine a lot of churches might do it in A as well. But let's just do it in key of G. You can put that capo on the 2nd fret, get it up to A if you'd like to. So, chords we're going to use on this song are E minor, D, G, C, and A minor. Now on the A minor, I typically, you can play it like this variation, and leave these 2 bottom fingers down on the 3rd fret, or you can play just a regular standard A minor. There's also a D over F sharp. Now all you got to do there is play the D, wrap your thumb around, grab the E string on the 2nd fret, that is an F sharp. That just means there's an F sharp in the bass. If you'd like, you can just play a regular D, let your bass player handle the F sharp. That's usually what it's there for. Okay, so strumming pattern. Now this one's a really mellow song. If you listen to it, there's probably not a lot of acoustic guitar in the song. If you're going to play on acoustic, my advice to you would be just to leave it really open. So, like if you're going to intro it, use a lot of big strums and just let them go. But the basic strum throughout the song is very simple. It's just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. I'm gonna count it off for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just a basic pattern. It's probably one of the first ones that you learned, or if you are just learning patterns, it's a good one to start with. So let's talk about the intro. The chord progression goes E minor for 3 beats, 3, D over F sharp, G, 2, 3, 4, D, not C yet, to a C. So I'm just going to play it. E minor, D over F sharp, G, D, to C. And the first verse also follows that progression. The verses do. So I'm just going to play that and sing it, and the chords will follow along. This is how it goes. So let's start intro. E minor, D over F sharp, G, D, to C. Here's the verse. You call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, the feet made fair. Back to the E minor. And there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep, my faith will stand. Now we're at the chorus, which is C. I will, G, call upon your name, D, for a full measure. Back to C, keep my eyes, G, to D. When oceans rise, C, G. For I am C. D over F sharp on the 4, and then back to the intro. So I will sing the last part of the verse, and I'll go straight into the chorus. Oceans deep, my faith will stand. Now you stay on the C for the chorus. I will call upon your name. Back to the C. And keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. I am. Here's that F sharp, D over F sharp. You are mine. Back to the intro. And then you play the second verse the same way you played the first verse. And then you will play the second chorus the same way you played the first chorus. After you play the second chorus, you play that intro part again. I call it a turnaround, but they're the same. The intro and the turnaround is the same. It's a little more upbeat, and they put a solo section in there. So if you want to play it like Hillsong, you just play through that as a solo section. It's E minor, D, G, D, C. A couple times through. And then we get to the bridge. Now on the Zion recording, they sing the bridge a lot. And they do 3 different chord progressions under the bridge. So here you have a choice to make. Do you want to do a 9-minute version of the song, or do you want to do a 5-minute version of the song? It just depends on how you want to arrange it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the 3 different chord progressions that they use in the bridge. I'm not even sure how many times they play each one, but I'm going to play each one once. So I'm going to show you all 3 of them, then I'm going to play each one time and go through the bridge. So the first one goes like this. E minor, Spirit lead me where my C, trust is without borders. To G, walk upon the water. To D, wherever you would call me. It's a very common key of G chord progression. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander. E minor, C, G. Faith would be made stronger. To D, the presence of my Savior. The second one starts on a D. Spirit lead me where my, to a G, trust is without borders. To a D, let me walk upon the waters. To an A minor, the presence of my Savior. Then repeat that, take me deeper than my feet would be a G, could ever wander. Then my faith, D, would be made stronger in the presence, E minor, of my Savior. The third one would be similar to the intro progression, but with a slightly different twist at the end. So the third one would go E minor, Spirit lead me, D, trust is without border, would be a G, back to a D, let me walk upon the water, to an A minor, wherever you would call me, E minor, take me deeper, D, G, my feet would ever wander, that my faith is a D, would be made stronger, in the presence, A minor, of my Savior. And then there's a solo section, and it's the same as that last bridge. So E minor, D, G, D, to an A minor. And then they repeat that a lot, and that's where their singer, she kind of does a lot of vocal soloing. She is very talented. That is hard to do. So you could shorten that section a little bit if you'd like, and maybe just play that twice. But this is how it goes. So I'm going to play the last turnaround out of the chorus, which is the same as the intro. E minor, D over F sharp to G. D. C. Maybe you'll play it again if you're playing through it. D. To C. Now here is our bridge. E minor. The Spirit lead me where my trust to seize that borders to G. Let me walk upon the waters to D, wherever you. Now remember, this is the first progression. E minor. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander to G. Faith would be made stronger to D. The presence of my. Here's the second progression to C. The Spirit lead me where my trust to G without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever. That's an A minor. Will call me and take me deeper than my feet could ever wander. And my faith would be made stronger in the presence. Now we're going to the third progression. The Spirit lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters. A minor, wherever you would call me. E minor. Take me deeper, D, G could ever wander. Back to D. Be made stronger to the A minor in the presence of my Savior. Just keep playing that last progression for this solo section. Hands on an A minor. One more time. E minor. D, G. Back to a D. To an A minor. And then we get to a mellow chorus. And I will call upon your name. And this is the end. And keep my eyes above the waves. It's the same as the other choruses. When oceans rise to C to G in your embrace, for I am yours. C, D, and then it plays the E minor, just like the intro. So you can choose kind of to end it anywhere in here. One way you could end it on that C. You could play it again, E minor, D over F sharp, and then end right on that G as well. So that's Oceans in the key of G, which is suited for a male lead. Now I have a chord video of me playing this song in this key, and the chords just go straight on top. That's kind of our new version of a chord chart. So you can follow that. You can chart out the chords yourself if you'd like. But it's pretty basic. Now, it's kind of complicated because of all the different progressions that happen in the turnarounds, the solos, and in the bridge. But once you kind of get your head around it, the chords aren't hard, the rhythm's not hard, the strumming isn't hard. It's important on this song also that you play with a lot of dynamics, especially if you're going to do a long version of it with long solo sections. Just make sure that you're not at, like, if you think about how hard you're playing or how intense you're playing on a scale of 1 to 100, don't be at like 80 from the beginning and then go from 80 to 100 and then back down to 80. That's boring. Start at a 20 and then go to a 50 and then end up at 100 somewhere in the song, maybe that big bridge solo section, and then come back down to a 20. That is a lot more interesting to listen to, and you won't kind of tire out your listener that way. So I hope it's helpful. If you want to know this song in the key of D, which is where Hillsong records it, I will have a tutorial in that key as well. Again, thank you so much for watching. Head over to Worship Tutorials, where we got a lot of resources for you there, and say hey in the comments, or leave us a comment over at Worship Tutorials, and be glad to hear from you. Bye.